red or blue, Democrat or Republican, liberal or conservative, left or right, blue or red. What set you from? One of the things I find the most interesting about politics, it feels to me like politicians are basically these political Crips and Bloods. I don't know how else to put that. They're still fighting.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
They're still doing dirty work, but it's all politics. And they will use or do anything they need to. The people who are voting for them seem to matter the least. Why is there even this theory that the CIA, the FBI, whoever had something to do with JFK being murdered? Let me not go off the rails too much here. I'm not prepared to do too much of the conspiracy stuff. Maybe I am. But I'm talking about this right now because I don't like to, but it feels more important to me now than ever before. I never felt like my vote mattered. It never felt like it mattered to me. It's always been too confusing. There's the Electoral College. There's the popular vote. What the fuck is all of this? Why aren't we just voting? That number is tallied up and then we're done. Maybe it is, but it doesn't seem like it because it seems like there's always some kind of loophole as it pertains to politics. It seems like there's always a loophole. And it's been so confusing that I haven't really been able to be passionate about this. I've been passionate about not voting. Truth be told, my voting history is extremely spotty. I voted for Barack. Selfishly speaking, I wanted to see a black man in office. I voted for him both times. I wanted to see a black man in office, and I was enamored with his oratory skills. I was enamored with the way he presented himself. I was enamored with the fact that he was this black man with this black wife and these two black kids, and he was quite the image, quite the presentation, quite the package, and it didn't seem fake. He ran his campaign on hope. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. But did we? Have we? Can we? Can we? Trying to educate myself as much as possible. I'm 36 now. I don't feel as though I can continue on like this, not voting, not caring. So I've been doing research because things feel crazier to me now more than ever. Probably because I have a son. No, I think it's because I'm not a kid anymore and I got my own bills. I pay my own stuff. I got my own things going on now. I'm not just at my mama crib asking her questions like, who we voting for? Mom, are we Democrats or Republicans? I remember asking my mom that when I was younger, and she told me we're Democrats. And I think that's so interesting because as I get older and see people like Barack Obama, and then yes, we went to Donald Trump, and then we get Joe Biden, and now Kamala Harris is in the picture. It's really difficult for me to focus on being blue or red, left or right. I'm looking into policies more than I ever have. And I won't attempt to sit here and act like I know everything. I know there's so much more I can learn, and I look forward to doing that. But when I'm watching Kamala Harris in these interviews, her past interviews, that is, because she hasn't really been doing many interviews now, I'm not sold on the person or the policies. When I'm watching Donald Trump in interviews, past and present, seen him in some documentaries as well. I can see why the Democrats don't want him in office. Let's just say that. I don't know that I'm sold on him either. But I keep hearing that when Donald Trump was in office, our economy was the best it's been. I keep hearing that. So I'm trying to do my research, right? So here's where I'm at. In researching, I've found so many different political platforms where I can actually be entertained while being educated, which is important for me. I want some pictures in my book. So I've landed on so many different political platforms. Candace Owens, CNN, Fox, Ben Shapiro, Patrick Bet-David, Roland Martin. One of those names I mentioned, Ben Shapiro, he released a video grading every single U.S. president. And I thought that was interesting because I'm not that informed. I'm not that informed. I've just felt too much as though my vote doesn't matter. I don't feel like I exist sometimes politics and policies just seem so, it just feels like it's been another world and I'm just trying to get my footing. So I've ignored this stuff. I haven't been that interested in this stuff. I voted for Barack, and I voted for Biden because my wife asked me to, because he was talking about student loan forgiveness. I had no faith that he was going to get it done, but I voted because she asked me to. And I paid off my own student loans because it was like, what am I waiting for? Him, some guy in office who said he's going to do this for everybody? When? Where? Show me. Back to what I was saying. I've been watching a ton of stuff, and this guy, Ben Shapiro, makes this video about grading all the presidents. I'm going to put the link below in the bio. I watched this video, and I found it so interesting that he graded Barack Obama as an F.
Is going to be Barack Obama. So Obama goes in the F category. I think he was an awful president. I think he did horrific work, mainly with regard to his rhetoric. And in terms of his legislation, I think Obamacare was an atrocity.
Now, I don't know much about politics. I'm just now learning. I'm just now getting my feet wet. But Barack's never felt like no F president to me. An F is strong. And then he graded Donald Trump a B. And I think it's pretty clear that Ben Shapiro is, he had blood. He red, conservative, right, Republican. Pretty clear. So him giving Donald Trump a B, I didn't know how to feel about it. So I kept on doing research, and I found this other documentary. This is it playing in the background right now. I'm going to put the link in the bio. This is a documentary about Barack Obama's time in office. It's actually a 3-part documentary where the first documentary is about his first 4 years. The second documentary is about his second 4 years, his second term. And then the third doc is about the switch up from Barack to Trump. Very interesting. So I'm watching this documentary, and I found it fascinating how much we are not together in this country. I guess freedom of speech is really more so about people saying whatever they want to and expressing themselves how they want to. But having one clear vision feels absolutely impossible to me, especially after watching this documentary and a whole bunch of this other stuff that I've been watching. Barack gets in office, and when he gets in office, he's telling people, yes, we can. He makes this amazing speech, talking about
there is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There's the
United States of America. Powerful. Oh, crowd loved it. But he's a Democrat, and him coming on board talking about what he's going to do for the nation, I don't even think Republicans wanted to see that. Truth be told, I don't think they wanted to see that. And I don't think they wanted him to succeed at doing what he said he was going to do. A majority room filled with Republican get together, and they're talking about this black man who gets into office and how it's making them feel like this is a problem. And they come up with this plan that they, as Republicans, are not going to vote yes on anything he proposes. They all together, collectively, decided we will not say yes. We will not allow him to pass anything. So when I watch documentaries like what the video like what Ben Shapiro created, I find it informative, but is it too one-sided? Talking about Barack's an F because he didn't get this done and he didn't get this done. And all he did was Obamacare and he didn't get this, he didn't do that. But then when I watch this documentary, it informs me that it's not that he didn't do anything else. It's that he still got to work through the Republicans. He still got to get his bill passed through the Senate and the House and the Congress. What's up with these loopholes, man? It's a constant recurring theme. So, I have felt challenged as it pertains to voting, politics in general. But it feels now that it's more important than ever because now I have more overhead than ever. I'm creating businesses. I've failed at business. I've succeeded at business. And all of that means that whatever is going on in office is going to have something to do with my business. I see also that I'm going to need to pay more attention to the other names on the ballot and not just Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, but who's running for governor? Who's running for state this and city this? Because these people have much more of an immediate impact on how I really get on with life on a day-to-day basis because it affects me a lot sooner if it's local as opposed to, it's been 3 months or 6 months or 9 or 12 months, and now we're doing taxes. And so I want to talk about this right now because I'm giving myself a platform to express myself. And also, I don't want to do this directly. I was working with my monitors at one point, but I prefer to do this directly. I want to do this for me, to express myself so I can get this off my chest somewhere, but still on the fence, but maybe I'm not. I think one of my biggest beefs with politics as a whole is anytime I'm watching these candidates, they tend to do more selling than telling. You selling me this, but you're not telling me that. You selling me equality, but you're not telling me how we gonna be equal. And I think that's my biggest struggle. We vote you in office, and then you make decisions that affect my life. But this is probably my biggest beef with Kamala, honestly. But I see what she's doing, and it's working. My biggest beef is I'm supposed to believe you on your campaign that you're going for equality, and we're not going back. And everything you're selling as it pertains to your idea of the economy, your idea of the border, and I hear you. But why is it hard to believe you? Beyond the fact that I'm evolving and I'm coming to terms with what's most important to me, my future, my family, is I don't want to be hustled. What's most important to me is the economy. Because if my money ain't right, shit ain't shaking. Ain't nothing really moving. That's the truth. If the money ain't right, everything off. Too much of an imbalance. So the economy, taxes. I have a real problem with the way the Democratic Party, i.e. Kamala Harris, is campaigning. I see it. I see that it's working too. So kudos. Fantastic job as it pertains to trying to win the game.
Hello? You play to win the game.
But I am disgusted with the fact that there's more PR at work here than work here. I want to see Kamala Harris work it. Really get out and really talk about what it is exactly you're going to do and how you're going to do it and what your plan is so that you can make a believer out of me. But I don't think she's worried about me because I think she's focused more on women's rights. So she ain't worried about me. She's focused on winning. And when you're focused on winning, sometimes you move a very particular way. And I see the difference between CNN and Fox. I see that Fox is going hard. They bloods, political bloods all day. CNN, political crips all day. Breakfast Club, political crips all day. I see. But then I also see the commercials. I also see the ads, the way she's doing her press. So this is the last thing I'll say, and then I'll get out of here on this topic. I felt for years my vote did not matter, didn't count, was just going to get caught up in the cycle of electoral college and all that other stuff, popular vote. But with all the research I've been doing, philosophically speaking, I want to say that it does. And it serves more so as a census. And even if the person I vote for doesn't win, I'll at least send out my signal of what my political diversity is. They can tally that, add it up, subtract it, do whatever the fuck it is that they're going to do. Let me stop. I want to try my best to not be such a conspiracy theorist and to believe in the process. So I know I'm going to vote. I do know that. I know I'm going to vote. And I know right now with this time that I have, I'm going to be spending this time to look into policies, to look more into politics. I'm going to watch more documentaries. I'm going to get my hands on everything possible so I can continue to educate myself so that I can make a decision that I genuinely can get behind with gusto, with passion. Because even if the person I vote for does not win, this is my opportunity to express myself, to express my vision for what I want to see in the world. Doesn't mean that they're going to get any of the stuff done, but it'll give me the opportunity to express myself. So as of right now, I'm not in either one of these gangs. It's a game. Perhaps it really is just a game. They don't want to lose their job. What happens to Kamala if she doesn't win? Does she just lose her job, or does she get to go back and be senator? Or that position probably locked up. So they got to go hard. I just know I'm sick of watching them debate and all they're doing is talking trash about each other as opposed to talking about what you going to do for the people of this country, the people who voted for you. What are you really going to do? The people who say they want to save this country are often the people who are enslaving this country. It's hard for me not to feel like the people in office aren't a cleaned up version of slave owners and we are the slaves. It's hard for me not to feel like that. Come from me however you want to. But it's hard for me not to feel like my taxes that come out of my check every single week or every single 2 weeks isn't a form of a slave owner asking their slaves or telling their slaves to turn in all that cotton that you just picked. Come on. Come on. Why does the government get off the way that they do? Who are they sanctioned by? They sell weapons. They get our taxes. They got the Department of Education. Yet they're telling us they got this $1 trillion debt. What the fuck y'all doing? This shit is confusing and it's hard to believe. It's hard to have hope. This is why I was sold on Barack. It was about hope. It wasn't about red or blue. It was about hope. Yeah. So, red or blue? Blue or red? Left or right? Right or left? Conservative or liberal? Republican or Democrat? What side you on?